Hi, I'm Congressman Ted Poe. Welcome to Lonestar P.E.T.S. As you take on the leadership of your Rotary Club, you are joining a long list of leaders in our state and country. Rotary's efforts to eradicate polio are world known. And in my district, I've seen Rotary's great work with women's shelters, the Salvation Army, and serving the community in many ways. Thank you for all of your service. Sending you all special congratulations on being elected president of your Rotary Club and wishing Rhonda and the crew all the best. And that's just the way it is. Thank you.
I've been a real estate developer in Houston, Texas for 60 years. I'd like to comment about Rotary and its involvement with me. I've been involved with Rotary for over 50 years. R.E. Bob Smith was president when I got first involved in the mid-60s. And the thing I like about the Rotary is that the sky is the limit. By that I mean the Rotary Club's reputation is such throughout the nation that there's no task that they can take on that would be challenged. There is an open slate for what you can do as a Rotarian. It is a great opportunity for any business person to be a member of the Rotary Club.
Hello, thank you for letting me speak to you today. My name is P.E.T.S. I'm one of the deans at Baylor College of Medicine, where I'm dean of the National School of Tropical Medicine, and I also make vaccines for a living. I'm the president of the Sabin Vaccine Institute that honors the legacy of Dr. Albert Sabin, who developed the first oral polio vaccine. Our Sabin Vaccine Institute is now embedded in the research labs of Texas Children's Hospital. Now, of course, many of you know the legacy of Dr. Albert Sabin, who developed the oral polio vaccine because it was the Rotary clubs of the world that disseminated Dr. Sabin's vaccines to ensure that everyone possible could be immunized against polio and to actually move towards the elimination or even the eradication of poliomyelitis in the world. And for me, that's really the power of the Rotary Club. As someone who develops new vaccines for the world's poorest people. Now we've got several vaccines in clinical trials. I have to realize that we've just done the easy part, because the really hard work is now to ensure that that these vaccines get delivered to the people who need them most. As Dr. Albert Sabin once said, a scientist who is also a human being can't rest while knowledge which might reduce suffering rests on the shelf. Right now our vaccines are still in development and on the shelf, and we're going to depend on the Rotary clubs of the world, including Rotary Club of Houston, to help get those vaccines out there. And so this is why it's so important to be connected to the Rotary Club. They work hand in hand with scientists to ensure that people have a fundamental access to essential medicines and to innovation. As someone who develops new vaccines that are now in clinical trials, I realized after doing this for several decades, I've actually just finished the easy part, because the hard part is making sure they get delivered to the people who need them most. And this is why it's so important for me to be part of the Rotary Club.
For me, Rotary means friendship, fellowship, and being with people that try to make a difference in their community and that you can see on a weekly basis. But for me, it's more than that. I've been involved with Rotary for more than 50 years because I was a Rotary Foundation Fellow more than 50 years ago, studying international law in Chile, and that really changed my life. I became an international lawyer, and now today I have one of the largest international immigration law firms in the world. So it's a big deal for me.
And I would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone, especially our president-elects, to the session this weekend.
Rotary is such an important institution, and I've been a privilege to be a member of it for the last 2 years. And I've been going around with Bob talking about my book, God and Churchill, to many of the Rotary clubs, and I hope to come and speak to some of yours as well over this coming 2017 year. Rotary is something that I firmly believe my great-grandfather would have been involved in, because we believe in service above self. This is something that Churchill embraced completely and proved throughout his entire life. And I certainly believe that with all of us involved, if Churchill were alive today, he indeed would be a Rotarian.
Hi, I'm Dennis DeBakey. I've been a member of Rotary for about 11 years, and the things that I like about Rotary are the camaraderie, the friendships, relationships that I've made. The ideals of Rotary are integrity and diversity and excellence in professions, and it's an opportunity to meet a lot of people in different professions, many different professions, that all have a shared interest in giving back to the community and seeing that the local community and the world community are much improved by our actions and our shared determination.
When I think of Rotary, there are two words that come to mind. One is relationships, and one is heart. From a relationship standpoint, when I came to Houston many years ago, I came down, drove with my yellow Toyota, and started a little company. My sister was my only employee, and before we knew it, over a number of years, because of the relationships that we had made through our community, we were able to take our company to the New York Stock Exchange. Relationships are very important. The relationships I've been able to make at Rotary are fantastic. It's a relationship-focused organization. The fellowship is tremendous. And it's a very important part of life, both professional life and individual life. So I think of relationships when I think of Rotary. The other thing I think of is heart. Rotary has a heart for people, has a heart for children. One of the passions of my life is what we call Pathways for Little Feet. It's an organization that's helped 400 children be adopted into loving homes through financial assistance through Pathways. And one of the reasons I chose Rotary is because of their heart for children. I felt comfortable with this organization because they are one of the leaders anywhere in the world for helping children, polio initiatives, just their heart for children. So Rotary, to me, means incredible relationships and heart. And I'm proud to be a member of this fantastic organization.
As a busy cardiothoracic surgeon in an academic medical center, I have very little time. So when I thought about joining Rotary years ago, I said, I don't have time for this. I learned about the Rotary Club of Houston probably some 20 years ago when they asked me to be a speaker. I immediately saw the value of whether it be international, whether it be statewide, whether it be local, whether it be in an individual room. Rotary has some of the best movers and shakers of a community, of a country, of the world, who put service above self and are doers. They could be surgeons. They find solutions to problems that need to be fixed now, and they approach, in many times, those individuals who don't have any other resource to find a solution, or maybe have a solution, but Rotary makes it easier to get a job after you've been in prison. It makes it easier to get out of the mission-based housing at night. Rotary brings people together to network, to make things happen. The leaders of Rotary are those individuals who are the best of the best, who stimulate those of us who work in the trenches to do our best, to do things that are right and that bring happiness to others because we cared at the time that was most important. I am proud to be a Rotarian.
I was first introduced to the Rotary Club of Houston by a dear friend, 40-year friend, Dave Belding. And Dave invited me to lunch down there. Was captured by by the folks I met, the speaker of the day, and the motto "Service Above Self" and the four-way test. Put all that together and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I found myself very much attracted to the group and what the group stood for, and threw myself into it, joined the club, got behind Camp Enterprise, a wonderful organization that teaches our juniors in high school the merits of capitalism and free enterprise. And that's a very exciting 3-day event every year for the top performing students in their schools. And from there, I served on the golf committee to raise the money for the scholarships for Camp Enterprise and Target Hunger and other organizations like that in our community. It's been a joy to be a part of such an august group of men and women that are members of the Rotary Club. And I plan to be there till death do us part.
Hello, I'm Lee Greenwood. I want to officially welcome you to Lonestar P.E.T.S. And I'm also very proud to be involved with Helping a Hero. We build homes for wounded warriors. And this started as a Rotary project more than 10 years ago. Remember, as you become president for the next year, you can make a tremendous impact on your community, your nation, and the entire world. So live out your passion, and congratulations on being the new president.
You know, I've been pretty fortunate to be part of a very famous political family. My father became president. My brother George W. became president. I remember campaigning for my dad back in the 1980s and 1988, where he would go from one Rotary Club to another to make his presentations. I remember George W. the same thing, and I've given many presentations to Rotary Clubs all over the nation. And the thing that's really remarkable is the same sense of and culture of giving and service to community just flows out of Rotary, no matter where you are. It's one of the consistent themes about Rotary, not only in the U.S. but globally, and it really makes me proud to be a Rotarian.